Let's do it.
Who's the first woman appointed to the Supreme Court? My guess is that most Americans would answer Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's so famous now that she's often referred to by just her initials, RBG. Elevated to the High Court by President Bill Clinton in 1993, the left-leaning Justice Ginsburg was the subject of not one, but 2 movies in 2018 alone. But she isn't the first female Supreme Court justice. She's the second. The first doesn't have a movie named after her. That's because Sandra Day O'Connor was appointed by a Republican president.
Oh, boy. So, you know how conservatives like to complain that left-leaning people love victimization, self-victimization, like they love playing the little baby? How much of a pathetic little fucking bitch do you have to be to believe the only reason why RBG has gotten more attention than Sandra Day O'Connor is because she's a Democrat and Connor is a Republican, or appointed by a Republican? Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? Like, listen. When I was 6 years old, my mom took me out to the ice cream truck. And I got 1 ice cream. But Billy's parents, they got him 2 ice creams. The reason why? Because I'm a Republican and he's a Democrat. Welcome to my fucking multi-million-dollar propaganda network funded by billionaires. With our person currently in the office of the presidency, and up until recently, both halves of Congress under our control. Let me explain to you why. Let me explain to you why we've got it rough. Okay, please continue.
Ronald Reagan. We hear a lot about the Year of the Woman, the Women's March, and the war against women. But if the major...
I've never heard about the Year of the Woman. Okay. Wait, which year is supposed to be the Year of the Woman? Is it 2019? Because 2019 has not been doing great with all the abortion shit. Was it 2018? When was the Year of the Woman?
Media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, CBS, and others were more interested in accuracy than advocacy, it would be that they are promoting the Year of the Leftist Woman, or the Leftist Women's March.
You're supposed to say this part quiet, because what you essentially just admitted is that advocating for the rights of women and supporting women are fundamentally left-leaning values. I thought the typical lie for the conservative was, oh yes, we also celebrate women. You know, we just don't do it in your degenerate, hippie, women going too far, femoid misandry ways. But the Women's March was pretty explicitly like about women. Like, you could be like a conservative or a centrist woman and still participate in the Women's March to fight for women's equality, and you'd be fine. It's just weird how conservatives end up coming down on the opposite end of basically every social issue that affects women.
Major media like to pretend that all women think alike and that conservative women...
Chairman of the Independent Women's Forum. What think tank are we working with here? A conservative American nonprofit organization focused on economic issues of concern to women, founded in 1992. Fought against the United States Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights enforcement of the Title IX gender equality legislation, emphasizes traditional family roles and cultural norms as essential for civil society. Essentially, women shut up and stay in the house, barefoot, naked, take care of the kids, don't work. PragerU! If your ideas are so common sense, why do you have to keep resorting to far-right propagandist networks and think tanks that promote values nobody in their right mind defends publicly, at least not in civil discourse, to promote your ideas? I mean, listen, If leftist means everything that isn't supporting traditional gender roles, then sure, the Women's March was for leftist. It was a leftist thing. But I feel like you're conceding territory there, because what you're essentially saying is that everything good is leftist, and everything bad belongs to you. I mean, if you're okay with that, how do you think it works, them getting people on board for the PragerU? Do you think it's like PragerU messages these people and they're like, hey, we're doing a video on this, and you're like you're a representative of like a soulless think tank that like uses money given to you by billionaires to regurgitate propaganda? Do you want to get in on this? Or do you think they contact PragerU and they're like, hey, we really fucking hate women and poor people. We're perfect for this organization. I have no idea. I really want to know who messages who, you know? All right, let's do it.
Women are just the exception that proves the rule.
Hey.
That all women think alike and that conservative Women's March.
There we go. Okay.
The major media like to pretend that all women think alike and that conservative women are just the exception that proves the rule.
Nobody's saying all women think alike. Mainstream feminist thought is all about promoting women's ability to do whatever it is they want, including stay at home and be a housewife if that's what they choose to be. Your organization specifically promotes traditional gender roles, meaning you are the ones not only saying that women are a monolith with a specific like collective set of thoughts, but that they should be legislated and encouraged socially to maintain that monolithic status. That is what your organization pushes.
But according to a 2018 Pew Research study, about a third of women are Democrats, a little less than a third are Republican, and a little more than a third are independents.
Yeah? Nobody said otherwise? Damn, them some fucking hot silhouettes. Wait, these silhouettes are hot as fuck. All right, wait. Am I fucking crazy, or did they put, like, a lot of black women in the Republican one? All of the Democrat ones have straight hair, and then in the Republican one, this one and these two both have kinky hair. I don't know. You trying to slip one under us? Up under us? Right there? With this one?
So if there are all these conservative women around, how does the media make it seem like they barely exist?
Literally nobody is saying they don't exist. Wait, I love it when PragerU videos do this. When they like ask why something is the case, when they have yet to demonstrate that thing is the case. Nothing in this video so far has indicated that the news networks are like pretending there are no conservative women. Nobody says this. So why are they pretending that other people say they don't exist? That's kind of weird.
They use 3 strategies.
Oh.
The first is omission. If you don't see something, you don't have to deal with it. Open up a glossy magazine. Every liberal woman is glamorized, stylishly dressed, beautifully photographed. Their personal stories are almost always an inspirational version of Joan of Arc. They have overcome overwhelming obstacles to make the world a more compassionate and tolerant place. Glamour magazine recognized 11 Democrat women among their 2018 Women of the Year. No Republican made the cut.
Yeah, it's not our fault you're shit, dude. What the fuck? Like, this is the most... this is the most, like... Fuck, dude. I thought... Wait, aren't you against affirmative action? I thought you were against affirmative action, but here you are saying there should be mandatory quotas for Republicans and being recognized for their political achievements. Oof, it's not my fault you're all shit, dude. It's not my fault you're all fucking suck and you're fucking idiots and you can't argue your positions properly. These are supposed to be like the best of the best propaganda videos, and these PragerU videos are fucking laughable. They're literally advocating for affirmative action here.
First Lady Michelle Obama was on the cover of Vogue 3 times. First Lady and former fashion model Melania Trump? So far, not once.
I mean... Yeah. Sucks. Melania sucks a lot more than fucking Miss Obama. What are you gonna do? I'm sorry. This is so fucking whiny, dude. So their argument is that the media pretends that all women are the same by saying there are no conservative women, which they're then substantiating by the fact that comparatively left-leaning magazines don't feature conservatives. Like one magazine, Vogue in particular. This is so weird. This is just such a weird thing to get outraged about. But okay, yeah, whatever.
Every now and again, the major media will do a story about a female conservative to balance things out. But
can you substantiate the claim that they do so to balance things out? Have they said so? And even if it is to balance things out, yeah, it's like letting the idiot, the idiot redheaded stepchild have a go at eating at the fucking dinner table rather than out of the dog bowl. Like, you have your little time in the limelight. That was so mean. You have your little time in the limelight, sure, but I don't understand how that reinforces your point.
But let's be honest. It's not balance.
Oh.
It's tokenism.
Yeah, dude. It's affirmative action. I agree. There should be none of you people anywhere in media. I agree.
The second strategy the media uses to diminish conservative women is mocking. Making fun of a woman's appearance discounts what she says.
As opposed to conservative people who don't make fun of people's appearances to diminish the validity of their point. You got him, PragerU. You did it with Trump, who has literally responded to rape allegations by saying that the woman wasn't his type. And said, like, I could go for prettier ladies than that. Yeah, okay. To the party that still maintains the conspiracy theory that fucking Miss Obama is a trans woman with a big dong or something, and that she's like a brutish, ugly monkey. I mean, I've seen the comics, you know? Like, this is laughable. The ad homing is way more prominent on the right than it is on the left. Like, massively so. Especially when it comes to women. 'Cause, like, right-leaning fucking boys hate women. They're, like, mad and scared. And we don't, at least not as much. Fuck, dude, this is just so weird. This is like, this is the most bizarre. Like, this would be like if a conservative came up to me, like a Ben Shapiro type, and Ben Shapiro came up to me and he slapped the fucking chair down. He turned the chair around so he sits down on it and he's like straddling the back of the chair while facing me. He looks up at me by like 3 feet and he says, "Vosh, you know what my problem is with you? You don't support trans people enough. It's really fucked up, the transphobia you do." Like, I admit, Ben Shapiro, you've got me. I'm at a loss.
You would think the major media would resist this kind of objectification, but they don't.
Wait, making fun of somebody's appearance isn't the same thing as objectification. Nice try. You might want to brush up on your terms there before you make a propaganda video about it.
Not if the target is a conservative woman. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, and Kellyanne Conway, the first woman to run a winning presidential campaign, are routinely belittled for their hair, their eye makeup, or their weight.
Just list like two people. Here are 2 people who get insulted. Has everyone seen like that image that gets passed around? Like, here's Republican women, and it's a bunch of like hot, like dumb bimbo blondes that like do anchor work for Fox News for 3 years before dropping off the face of the earth, you know? And then here are the Democrat women, and it's a bunch of like women in their 60s and 70s who are like accomplished stateswomen that have been in politics for decades. and the just like, I'd rather have the Republican women. Yeehaw! Like that shit. We've all seen that image, right? I've seen that image plenty of times. That's a popular fucking image. This is ridiculous.
Their significant accomplishments, in contrast, are rarely acknowledged. Why? Because the media doesn't like their boss, and it treats women who work for him as traitors to their sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it really an accomplishment to run a winning presidential campaign if the person who you got into office is a dipshit? And yeah, you kind of are a traitor to your gender if you constantly advocate for policy positions that deliberately fuck over your demographic. I mean, I'm sorry. You can stop sucking anytime. You can stop being shit anytime you want to. It's on you. We're not holding you to it. You can stop.
The third strategy the media uses to demean conservative women is labeling. Using stereotypes precludes there being a valid reason for conservative women to hold the positions they do.
This just in, the anti-stereotyping women group has arrived. The conservatives. I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss. Video, continue.
The major media simply can't accept that conservatives have serious and important reasons for their beliefs, so they have to come up with answers to explain this seeming anomaly to themselves. These women must be racist or self-hating or just weak-minded.
Yeah. No, not just the women. All of you. Yeah, all conservatives. Yeah. Wait, that's not demeaning. Oh, sorry. I should clarify. When I say that a conservative woman is a stupid piece of shit because she's a conservative, it's not because she's a woman. I would do it to a man too, and I do it to men too. I'll do it to anybody. Whether you be a man, a woman, non-binary, transgender, cisgender, black, white. If you're a conservative, you are subhumanly stupid. Or you've internalized hypocrisy. You can be Ben Shapiro is an intelligent person, but makes wildly contradictory statements, whether he is unaware of the fact that his statements are contradictory or he is and just gets enough money to make them anyway. I don't know. But i.e., I make fun of everybody? Well, no, I make fun of conservatives. Fuck me.
Here's how Barbara Streisand put it to the Daily Mail in England. A lot of women...
The Daily Mail.
...women vote the way their husbands vote. They don't believe enough in their own thoughts.
This is a well-established trend that is recognized in sociology. I don't know if it, triggers them right there, but believe it or not, this is something I hear voiced very often by conservative people as well. I've talked to fucking MGTOW folk and red pillars and shit, that women are weak-minded and women are just going to vote the way their husbands do anyway, so why even give them the vote? At the end of the day, it seems like this tendency that women tend to be kind of subservient to the wishes of their husbands is something that's recognized on both sides of the political aisle. The difference being that right-leaning people like it and left-leaning people don't like it.
Labeling, like the strategies of mocking or omission, is just another way to display contempt and demonize conservative women.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. To the extent we do those things, yeah, I mean, fuck you guys.
Its purpose is to persuade you to not treat those being labeled with respect.
Yeah.
To ignore their ideas.
Yeah.
And to even avoid associating with
yeah.
them.
Wait, coming out hot with the good ideas at the end of the video, PragerU. Absolutely.
Not surprisingly, the vilification that results discourages a lot of conservative-leaning women from running for political office.
Yeah, good. I don't care. Yeah, no, fuck them. Absolutely. Please, God, please let the conservatives stay ancient white men. Please let them stay that way, because the day that female conservatives start getting serious airtime is the day that dumb fuck shit libs are going to start saying, well, it's 2048. Bernie Sanders' cyborg brain in a jar? Well, I don't think we need another old white man in office. Let's take This dumb bitch. I don't fucking know. Get the shit libs out of here, please.
Or even from speaking up. Who needs that grief? It takes a strong person to swim against the media tide. But here's the thing about swimming against the tide.
It takes a lot of strength to be a conservative and to get your political opinions from propaganda outlets that get their money from billionaires. That takes conviction. Let me tell you folks, please. These people take extreme ownership over their political positions, okay? They're not your standard run-of-the-mill political agents who, you know, do research or, you know, passively absorb the values of the people around them until they feel comfortable enough examining those issues on their own time. No. It takes a conservative to watch a 5-minute video on the internet that was made by billionaires and then get all their political opinions from it. That takes courage.
It makes you stronger. Maybe that's why Nikki Haley can stand up in the UN and tell the truth. Or why Candace Owens can question the devotion to progressive.
Nothing says strength and conviction like Candace Owens, the world's most legendary grifter. Candace Hitler did nothing wrong within his own borders Owens, stepping out to the conservative space to get money. Amazing. That's the problem people have with Candace Owens, you know? That's why the left wants to shut her down. It's because she's a woman. And it's because we're afraid of her strength. It takes a lot of strength to accept money from millionaires and billionaires to regurgitate the lies they tell you to push. That takes right up here.
Progressive policies that have so hurt blacks.
Guys, remember when Candace Owens was brought to the fucking congressional hearing and the guy went on like 2 or 3 minutes like, here's a video of you literally like defending Hitler, basically. I think you got some bad policies. And then the first words out of her mouth was, excuse me, the senator here hates black people. Oh God, what a special fucking snowflake. Can you imagine if a left-leaning demagogue had done that? If a black woman who's left-leaning went on up there, and then after getting grilled for 2 or 3 minutes on supporting, like, Stalin or something, she did, like, a triggered SJW face, and she went like, I don't know what your problem is with black women, but... Can you fucking imagine the cringe compilations? The sound of fucking neckbeards furiously editing in Premiere to put together their cringe compilations? The tick-a-tap would have been registered on the fucking Richter scale, okay? The reverberations would have been knocking books off shelves in fucking Japan, okay? But instead, because Candace Owens is a conservative, she gets to make unfathomably stupid statements like that, and nobody will step up and say the truth. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Okay? Most people wouldn't have the conviction to say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know what I'm gonna say? Candace Owens is kind of a dumb bitch, and that was a really stupid thing to say, and it was really pathetic and race baity. Hope big media doesn't come after me.
Or Ayaan Hirsi Ali can take on the cause of truly oppressed women, those living in radical Islamist societies. We need these voices.
I have no idea how that last bitch was, but judging from the content of this video, by standing up for women in truly oppressed societies, what she probably means is shitting on Muslim people constantly all the time.
And more like them. That's why it's so important to encourage a more respectful, inclusive debate. We should want...
The fucking balls on these people, dude. For a conservative demagogue who represents a think tank which promotes traditional gender roles to step up and say that the left isn't being inclusive enough? Fuck me. Man, we need to get some fucking ball. Where are the lefties? This is the problem. All the left tube videos, 40 minutes, well-researched, sourced, extensively documented. The right lean, this, you can just say whatever. You can literally say, you can make a PragerU video. Listen, you could literally go up and make a PragerU video. And I know this because they do this. Fucking Dennis Prager sits down. And as I was saying, leftists are the real racists, because the KKK was Democrats and welfare hurts blacks. In addition, leftists are racist because they say the N-word in video games and they make assy palms jokes without the consent of their black friends, of whom they have none because they're racist. I'm Dennis Prager with Prager University. And that they could roll that. You stretch that out into fucking 5 minutes and kablam. That's it. That's literally a PragerU video. They don't provide any sourcing or analysis. You just get to say things, really.
Want everyone at the table, both sides of the political spectrum.
Fuck me, I gotta go over it again.
8. We should want everyone at the table, both sides of the political spectrum, listening with civility.
Nope! Sorry, buddy. When one half of the political spectrum is filled with literal fucking chimpanzee retards that have internally contradictory positions and whose only consistent goal seems to be representing the monetary interests of the big businesses that fund them, I'm talking mostly about both parties here, but holy fuck, the Republicans are worse at this. Republicans are not to be taken seriously at any point in time, under any circumstances. Democrats, you can take about yay seriously, okay? Just a little bit. You get like a little bit right there. Maybe a few of them. Bernie's okay. AOC, I really like, Ilhan Omar. You can get a little, Republicans are clowns. You know the picture? Putting on the fucking clown shoes? Every Republican fucking congressman and senator, every day, getting ready to go out there and do absolutely nothing for the country while representing big interest. Tying up the fucking clown shoes. Gotta get them both on. Gotta get them nice and tight. Big flappy little bit at the end. Flappy clown shoes. Now let's go on out there and pretend we represent the American people. Republicans are subhumans, okay? And I desperately feel bad for the people, for the conservative people who are so unintrospective, they aren't aware of the fact that by being a conservative, a substantial a part of their brain is gone. They don't realize when they walk why their head naturally falls to one side. And because the conservative fucking, the fucking paradigm has scooped a section of their gray matter just right out of the fucking skull. I feel bad for them. I really do. At least people like this dumb cunt and the people who funded her and the people in her org and so on and so forth, they all know what they're doing. She doesn't give a fuck about women. She thinks women are stupid and need to be led around by husbands. I mean, she literally comes from an org that supports traditional gender roles. We know what that means. And the people around her don't care either. You know what they do care about? They care about the money that they get in from the businesses that they represent. The Democrats do to a large extent too, but the difference is that for the Republicans, underneath that paper mache exterior of lobbyist billing, there's nothing. There's nothing inside. It's just money and legal documents. That's it. There's nothing underneath there. And they are not to be taken seriously under any circumstances.
That way we can be better informed and make better decisions.
Not literally, you can't. This is such a centrist fallacy right here, which they're saying, by the way, and this is a lie. They would never argue in the alternative. If we lived in a society where Democrats were having their voices silenced, do you really think that PragerU would put out a video saying hey, stop maligning Democrats. We need everyone here at the table to represent our... No, of course not. So they're obviously lying. But the suggestion that having Republicans present in public discussion improves discourse is contingent on the idea that Republicans don't lie all the time and present good ideas, which they do and don't, respectively.
So if you hold conservative views, you have a particularly important role to play. You need to speak out.
You need to
your
walk
friends,
out
your
into
family,
the ocean.
And your coworkers.
Speak out. Speak out to all your family, your friends, your coworkers. Please. End my life. Right now. Craig, from The Office, you have a stapler in your hand. Do it. Do it, you son of a bitch. End it. That's what you need to say to the people around you.
Let them hear your thinking, and then let them make up their own minds. The media may pretend you don't exist. They may even mock or label you. They want to intimidate you into silence. That's not fair, and that's not right. Don't let them.
This is so fucking patronizing. Imagine unironically making this video when the biggest news fucking outlet in this country is Fox News. The biggest radio, like talk show host is fucking Rush Limbaugh. The president is Republican. The Senate is Republican. The House was Republican up until recently. The majority of this country just by fucking square mile is Republican. By a huge majority. The idea that these people are being silenced and that this silencing is being done through their erasure is hysterical. It is a comedic farce. I am going to die laughing. This is an attack on my well-being. It is disgusting that they can get away with saying this stuff without everyone involved in the production killing themselves out of shame. Which I do sincerely hope eventually they get around to doing.
I'm Heather Higgins, chairman of Independent Women's Forum for Prager University.
Look, I went that whole video without ad-homming her appearance and proving her point. Hold on, I need more water. I'm a thirsty-ass boy today. In a video game.